Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this tarot pick a card reading. So in today's reading we're going to be getting an idea of what was their first impression of you and what do they think of you now. So we're going to be sort of comparing, seeing how things changed, if anything stayed the same. We're also going to be getting some direct messages from this person on their thoughts and feelings with some oracle cards at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. As you can see here, we have 3 piles. We have pile number 1 with the clear quartz, pile number 2 with the amethyst, and pile number 3 with the rose quartz. So go ahead, reflect on the 3 piles, see which one resonates the most with you. If you're feeling drawn to more than one pile, you can definitely watch both readings. There might be like a specific message in there for you, so totally feel free to do that. I will have timestamps down below so that you can go ahead and skip to your reading. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope it resonates. And if it does, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. And I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose the clear quartz, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and get an idea of some first impressions here. So what was pile number 1's person first impression of pile number 1? What was their first impression? The Chariot. What else? What did they think of pile number 1? Knight of Pentacles. All right, 2 of Cups. Let's see what else here. 8 of Wands. All right, let me pull one more. And the 7 of Cups. Okay, so we have a few things coming through here. So let me go ahead and try to center this a little bit more so y'all can see. All right, so first of all, with this Chariot, I am getting the sense that right off the bat, this person found you to be like a go-getter, you know what I mean? The kind of person who goes after what they want, they don't take no for an answer, and they seem to really admire that about you. Like, you are the person who will just not take no for an answer, you don't back down. If you want something, you'll go for it. So that seems to be their very first impression of you. And I'm definitely seeing this in like a positive light, so this is something that they definitely admire. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. So this is interesting. I'm wondering if maybe you know this person from work or school, some kind of like daily routine thing where you're just sort of doing what you need to do, going about your daily tasks, and this person is sort of there. They happen to be there. So that's sort of what I'm picking up here. I'm getting the sense that this person finds you to be very grounded. I don't know if one or both of you might be a an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but if not, that's just sort of the sense that I'm getting here. This person finds you to be really grounding, really hardworking, a sense of like, yes, you chase after what you want, but you put in the work for it, you know what I mean? You don't just expect things to come to you. You definitely are the type of person who puts in the work to get these big things that they want. And then with this 2 of Cups, this is super interesting. So when this person first met you, it seems like right off the bat they were interested in pursuing like some sort of relationship with you. They seemed very attracted from you just from the beginning. Like, the 2 of Cups talks about an equal partnership where you guys are equally exchanging, giving and taking, just a really beautiful, healthy relationship. So I'm getting the sense that right off the bat, this person's first impression of you was that you would be the type of person they would want to be in a relationship with, and that you had a lot of potential for something like that. So they definitely seem to have strong feelings for you from the start here. And then we've got the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands talks about moving quickly, things moving quickly, communication. So from this first impression, again, like I said earlier, they seemed to be very interested in you from the start, and I feel like they wanted things to move quickly. Maybe they wanted to get to know you really quickly, or They wanted to start messaging you really quickly. Maybe they DM'd you or like asked you for your number. I just see like a lot of quick communication. So either their first impression was that they wanted to do this and they wanted to talk to you, or maybe they actually did that. So either way, quick movement and communication, messages coming through. So then we've got the Seven of Cups here. So this is where things are a little bit different. I see some confusion. This person wasn't really sure. Maybe since it seems like their feelings towards you were very solid right off the bat, I feel like the Seven of Cups and this confusion has more to do with they weren't sure what you were thinking. So they weren't sure what your thoughts, what your feelings were, because they seemed to be pretty sure. So I feel like the Seven of Cups is more so them thinking about, okay, does pile number one feel the same way? Would they want the same thing? Do they like me in the same way? So I feel like this confusion and this overthinking has more so to do with them wondering what your feelings were towards them. So yeah, this is their first impression. So let's go ahead and pull some cards here for what they think of you now. So I'm actually going to make some more room here because I want to do a whole nother row. All right, that should be enough space. So what does pile number one's person think about them now? How has their impression changed? How does it stay the same? What is pile number one's person thinking of them now? Okay, Four of Cups. What else? I'm actually going to put this a little bit on top here so that you guys can see this. Queen of Cups. Okay. What else? The Devil. Alright, don't be scared. I'll explain this. I know this looks really scary when the Devil pops out. People are like, oh my god. We'll talk about that. The Emperor. Okay, and what else here? The Lovers. Okay. So, let's get into this a little bit more. So, this Four of Cups. This is interesting. I feel like there is something here where one or both of you, someone here is sort of maybe holding on to the past, maybe not looking at what's in front of them, maybe pouting a little bit, or just choosing to not get over something that happened in the past. So this could be a situation where one person is offering love and the other one is sort of like, I don't know, because they're still thinking about other options, or they're thinking about something that's happened to them in the past. So there's some sort of contemplation happening here. Someone who is not really making a decision, or not exactly looking towards the future, maybe more so focusing on the past. And then with this Queen of Cups here, I feel like this more so has to do with how they, how they think of you now. So I'm getting the sense that maybe you're the one who is sort of holding on to the past and not so much looking at what's in front of them. Maybe you are holding on to some sort of past hurt or heartbreak, and it's making it so it's hard for you to focus on all the good things happening right now. But with this Queen of Cups, I feel like this person still finds you very compassionate, very emotionally intelligent. The more that they get to know you, the more that they see what a kind and deeply emotional person you are. And then the more that they get to know you, the more that they see you as, again, this really great partner, because they saw that potential from the beginning. But the Queen of Cups is someone who makes a really good partner because she is, again, compassionate, kind. She is emotional, but she's not afraid of those emotions. She communicates them. So I see that them seeing you as a good partner has progressed from potential to reality, they still think that about you. And then with the Devil here, this is interesting. So I'm wondering if maybe as you guys have gotten to know each other, some things have come to light. This could be, the devil talks about a lot of things, but this could just be maybe codependency, control issues, maybe trust issues, addiction, things like that. So it's a pretty wide variety of things, and it could be different for every single one of you. So just sort of think about that and try to figure out what exactly that is, because of course, as you guys have gotten to know each other, of course, you know, dark, quote unquote, dark things sort of pop up, the reality sets in, and everyone has, you know, their demons and whatnot. So some things have come to light, but I'm not getting the sense that this is a sort of like the end all be all, like, oh my god, this is so terrible, I can't do this anymore. It's just like the things that come to light as you come to know someone. So yeah, something may have come forward, maybe some like relationship type issues, some scars from the past. But yeah, that is present. The devil is also the Capricorn card, so if that's relevant, maybe you or this other person could be a Capricorn. But overall, yeah, I'm getting the sense that since the first impression, of course, as you get to know someone, things come forward, and so maybe certain issues or problems may have come to light. And then we've got the Emperor here. So the Emperor is the Aries card. I'm seeing that this person is, as they move forward and where they are now as opposed to the past, is maybe more so logical. They may be trying to approach things from a more logical standpoint. They may be playing things a little bit cool and not so much, because before we had this Eight of Wands, which is like moving really quickly, making things happen. So now it seems like they've sort of settled in, you know, like they're not so like desperate to make things happen quickly. They're more so comfortable. They allow things to happen as they will. And again, embracing logic over emotion. That could just be how this person is, their natural personality. But it's interesting here because, like, whereas you may be the more emotional one, maybe they're the more logical one. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it seems like you guys have sort of settled into your positions. And then we have the Lovers here. So this is really good. This is why I wasn't too worried about that Devil card, like, because that could mean a lot of things. But no matter what sort of issues or problems or conflicts may have popped up, I see that this is a really deep connection, a really loving relationship, and there's a lot of, what's the word? There's a lot of deep emotional connection here. It's not surface level anymore. You guys have gotten to the point where you're sort of realizing that this could be like a soulmate type connection, and very long term for sure. So let's go ahead and get some messages from this person directly. We'll see what their thoughts and feelings are. I'm going to go ahead and pull pile number one's person, thoughts and feelings. Let's do first impressions. I want to tell you how I feel. So first impressions, again, let's do one more for first impressions, thoughts and feelings. I look for you everywhere. Okay, so these two are going to represent their first impressions, thoughts and feelings. So I'll put them over here. But yeah, again, that idea of the communication, the Eight of Wands, wanting to tell you how they feel, wanting to talk to you, wanting to communicate with you, and that happening very quickly, or them wanting to move forward really quickly. I look for you everywhere. In the beginning, their first impressions, they seemed to be very enamored with you. They just had a lot of strong feelings from you from the start, and it seemed like you were on their mind a lot. So, you know, as they went through their daily tasks, they were just sort of looking for little things maybe that reminded them of you. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys go to work or school together, maybe they would go to work or go to class and be looking for you, trying to see if you were there too. So their first impressions, these were their main thoughts and feelings they wanted to tell you. And again, you were on their mind a lot and they were just sort of looking for you around. So let's get thoughts and feelings now. Pile number one's person's thoughts and feelings presently. Okay, we've got I lost myself for a little while. Let's see what else. And we've got I want you. Okay, so I am seeing, like we mentioned before with that devil, maybe there was some sort of conflict, some issues, some problems that caused a little bit of tension. So something about this person, they feel like they lost themselves for a little while. They were taken out of character and they seem to be really regretting that, because over here with the I want you, especially on top of the lovers, like, I mean, like, come on. It seems like I said before, I wasn't getting the feeling that this card was something to be really worried about for some reason, and I just get the sense that whatever happened is over now. They recognize it, it's in the past, and they're moving forward back into this lover's energy where they're prioritizing you over whatever the other thing was. So that's definitely a big thing here. Yeah, I see them prioritizing the relationship and you over whatever else is going on. So yeah, that's the first impressions, how it compares to now. I hope it resonated. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I will see you in another video. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the amethyst, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to know, what is pile number 2's person's? What were their first impressions of them? So pile number 2's first impressions of pile number 2, the moon. All right, let's see what else. Ace of Pentacles. First impressions. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see. What did they think of pile number 2? Interesting. Okay. This is interesting. So, first of all, I see from the beginning that okay, this could mean two things here, the moon. Either they found you to be very like secretive and very mysterious. The moon's the Pisces card, by the way, so if that's relevant, but either they found you to be very secret or very mysterious, or they kept their own thoughts very secret and very hidden. So that could go one of two ways. But whatever it is, whatever the case may be, I'm definitely seeing some sort of secrecy, mystery. I feel like I'm more so getting the vibe that that's how they saw you. So maybe you're sort of like more reserved, but I feel like when they first met you, they thought you were like super mysterious and like, you know, like secretive and like very cool. So that was their first impression of you. And then here with this Ace of Pentacles, you guys may have met at work or at school. That's sort of the sense that I'm getting here. There was something where, yeah, you guys are both either working towards a goal or, you know, making money, and that may be the setting that you all met in, or maybe this person just finds you to be like very ambitious, very driven, very grounded, and that's sort of their impression of you. And then with this Four of Pentacles, I am definitely getting the sense that this person thought you were super guarded at first, maybe they found you to be a little bit like standoffish. That could definitely come back to this moon, like this mystery, this secrecy. But when they first met you, I think you didn't really open up to them. You seemed very guarded, very emotionally unavailable. So that's how they perceived you. Yeah, very emotionally unavailable, very guarded, not really willing to let them in any way. So that was their first impression of you for sure. And then we've got the King of Swords. So for some reason, I'm getting the vibe that like this is sort of you versus them. I'm seeing opposing energies here. So while one person may be really logical, very intelligent, very communicative, the other person is more so emotional, still intelligent, still communicative, but it's like logic versus emotions. So maybe one of you is more so logical and then the other one is more emotional, or at least that's what they thought in the beginning. That was their first impression, like this person's one way and I'm the other way. So I definitely see some sort of opposing energy here, very much like opposites attract kind of thing. So yeah, their first impression was that you guys maybe were very different. And while one of you was more emotional, the other one was more logical, for sure. So let's see what we have here. I want to get some cards. We know what their first impressions were, but how do they feel now? So what is pile number 2's person thinking or feeling about them now? How does that compare to their first impression? Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what else. Knight of Wands. First impressions versus what they think now. The Magician. The Hierophant. All right, let's do one more. The Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat here, I feel like this person has the feeling that you and them are meant to be, you guys were brought together for a reason. So whatever the situation is, whatever the connection is, whatever your relationship is to this person, they definitely get the sense that this was like meant to be. It was somehow divinely guided by the universe. There was no mistake here. There was no coincidence. You guys were meant to be in each other's lives for a reason. So right off the bat, we have that. We've got the Knight of Wands. So I'm wondering if, whereas at first it seemed very, okay, I see what's happening here. So it's on top of this Ace of Pentacles. So like I said earlier, maybe they found you to be very grounded, very, very driven, very ambitious. It's just more of that energy. Like that was their first impression and they were right about that. So their first impression of you being ambitious, energetic, passionate, that was completely right. And if anything, they just feel more so like that's true now than even before. So they see you as just like a force of nature, like I said, passionate, energetic, driven, ambitious. So that has stayed the same for sure. If anything, they just believe it even more so now than before. So then when we have the Magician on top of this Four of Pentacles. So that's when I was talking about being guarded, emotionally unavailable. So as this person has gotten to know you more, I feel like they see you more so as the Magician. So the Magician is someone who's super magnetic, super charismatic. You could be into spirituality, things like tarot, astrology, manifestation, whatever the case may be. But this person sees you less as this sort of closed off, guarded person, and more so as like the Magician, a powerful manifester, someone who is magnetic, charismatic, someone that people are drawn to. So that has definitely changed. I feel like they no longer see you as like closed off and emotionally unavailable and cold. They don't see that anymore. They see you as the Magician. Just a very magnetic, charismatic person. And then here we have the Hierophant on top of that King of Swords. So the Hierophant's the Taurus card, if that's relevant. Again, still that energy of someone who is a wise leader, intelligent, still more so logical, you know, not as emotional, more reserved, more neutral, someone who sort of plays it safe. They don't really take risks. So I feel like that has sort of stayed the same. So whoever was that logical person before, that still remains true here. So that first impression was definitely right. So if that's you, then that stayed the same. That hasn't really changed too much. The Hierophant and the King of Swords have pretty similar energies. The Hierophant's more so earth, and then the swords are more air, but overall just very similar, so that hasn't changed much. And then we have this Seven of Pentacles on top of the King of Cups. So I'm getting the sense that, again, that first impression of you guys maybe having very different personalities and the idea of opposites attracting, I feel like that's still true. But with this Seven of Pentacles, I get the sense that you guys are more so working on understanding your differences and making things work, and not treating that difference like a bad thing, because it doesn't really have to be a bad thing. So yeah, I see you guys working on this connection, working on understanding each other better, maybe even working on trying to step into the other's shoes a little bit. So whoever was more emotional maybe is working on being a little bit more logical, and vice versa. So I definitely see you guys working on understanding that difference and maybe stepping into the other person's shoes a little bit as well. So let's go ahead and get some direct messages from this other person. We're going to use the Oracle deck. Let's get some direct thoughts from pile number 2. I'm going to do 2 cards here for their first impressions thoughts, and then 2 cards over here for their present thoughts. So pile number 2's person's first impressions thoughts. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we've got I want to tell you how I feel. Let's do one more. Shuffle pile number 2's person's first impressions thoughts. Okay, so again, these are first impressions. So when they first met you, they wanted to tell you how they felt, for sure. And maybe part of what was holding them back was that sort of hard exterior you had, that like sense of emotional detachment. So from the beginning, in their first impressions, I definitely feel like they wanted to tell you how they felt. And not only that, but they were looking for you everywhere. It's that sense of like going about your daily life and just trying to seeing little things that remind you of someone. I'm getting that sense. So yeah, from the get-go, I think you were on their mind, and they were sort of seeing you in their daily life and thinking about you. And then of course wanting to tell you how they felt. So let's see if we can get some thoughts for now. What are the present thoughts for pile number 2's person? Present thoughts. Okay, we've got I'm so attracted to you, and then we've got I'm starting to understand our connection. So yeah, I feel like definitely some things have stayed the same because they still have this definitely attraction, this desire for you. And then also for the I'm starting to understand our connection, I definitely feel like this has to do with that opposites attract, opposing energy thing. So you guys are starting to work towards understanding each other, and as you do that, this person is, I feel like, becoming even more attracted to you and also starting to understand the connection more. So yeah, the first impressions and where you guys are now, some things seem a little bit the same. Most things have changed a little bit, but it definitely seems like the change that has happened was for the better, for sure, and for like the betterment of the connection. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it resonated. If it did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I will see you in another video. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose the rose quartz, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and get some first impressions here. What was pile number 3's first impressions of them? What were they thinking? What were their thoughts in the beginning? First impressions. All right, 10 of Cups. Death. Hanged One. 4 of Swords. One more. Let's see. First impressions. Page of Cups. All right. Okay, so first impressions here. I am seeing that from the beginning, this person saw a lot of potential with you for a really beautiful, emotional, fulfilling connection. So from the beginning, we have this 10 of Cups, which is just complete emotional fulfillment, a fairy tale, happy ending. So from the start, their first impression was that that you are the type of person that they could have this sort of reality with. But at the same time, we have the Death card here, which is the Scorpio card. But something was happening here. It seems like maybe they saw you were going through a transformation, you were going through some sort of change, some sort of rebirth, and because of that, there was this stagnancy. So because you were going through this transformation and this change, there was something here, this Hanged One. It represents not being able to make any moves, not being able to take action, really. You're just sort of forced to stay in one place and kind of be stuck. So as you were in this transitional period, I'm getting the sense that they were under the impression that you were not really in a place to be moving forward or maybe moving towards a relationship with them. They were getting the sense that what you needed was to be by yourself, to reflect, to relax, to sort of meditate and understand who you were, take a step back from other people, take a step back from relationships, and allow this transformation to be completed on your own. So yeah, I'm definitely getting the sense of they saw you were going through a change, and their first impression was that you needed to sort of be by yourself maybe, or maybe you just had to take things slow. You couldn't move super quickly because there was some part of you that required that taking a step back, relaxing, and reflecting. But despite all of this and sort of where you were, I definitely see this person wanting to offer you love, wanting to start a relationship with you with this Page of Cups, coming in with a really sweet, genuine love offering. But they definitely see you, they see where you were, and they recognize that, and I feel like there's this sort of feeling of respect and understanding, and they see that, but they're still waiting for you to be ready so that they could offer you some sort of love. So that was their first impression of you. So let's see what they think of you now, if it's changed, what's the same, what's different. Pile number 3's person's thoughts and feelings towards them now. Okay, we've got the Star. What else? Thoughts and feelings towards them now. Okay. What else? Okay. Let's see what we can get here. All right. A lot of swords happening here. Okay. I think I see what's happening here. So as far as them seeing the potential for a relationship with you, seeing the potential for an emotional connection, that has not changed too much. They still see you as the star. The star is the Aquarius card, by the way, but they still see you as the star, this beautiful, compassionate, loving, emotional energy. They seem to admire you a lot. They see you as creative, artistic, just really beautiful. This is a really nice energy to have, but that idea of emotional fulfillment and connection hasn't changed. That's definitely stayed the same. And then this Ten of Swords on top of the Death card, I'm getting the sense that whatever transformation you were going through is coming to an end. So that cycle is ending and you're more so coming to a place where you may be ready to move forward. So yeah, that death, that transformation, the rebirth, the change, you've been doing that work and it's coming to a place where you'll be able to close out that chapter soon and close the cycle and move forward. So that's good. We see some progression here from like the first impression to now. Definitely some progress. And then with the Hanged One on top of the Eight of Swords, I'm still getting this feeling of being stuck, this stagnancy. It seems like you are unable to move forward, and that seems to have stayed the same. So there's something here where it seems like you're kind of being held back a little bit. So maybe that's something to continue to work on, because it seems like that first impression of you has remained the same. So that could just be something to continue to work on. And then here with this Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords, again, I'm still getting that sense of something needing to be worked on, some sort of stagnancy. I'm kind of getting the impression here that maybe someone has hurt you in the past. Maybe there's some sort of trust issues here. And I think these trust issues need to be resolved, and some more reflection needs to take place in order for you to move past that. So if you have some sort of scars, some healing left to be done, some trust issues, I definitely see that still being present here, and I see that that just needs to be continued to be worked on. So yeah, that definitely seems the same, a little bit more healing. But again, with this Ten of Swords, I feel like you're really coming to a place where you can finally close that chapter. But that energy is still here for sure from the first impression, this idea of stagnancy and maybe just some more healing. But again, with this Ace of Wands, this Page of Cups, this person still seems to be very interested in you. They seem to be very passionate about you, very excited about your connection. The Ace of Wands just represents a new start, a new beginning, a new relationship that's just very, very passionate and very exciting. So that hasn't changed. I feel like this person still feels the same way about you for sure. So let's get some direct messages from them, some thoughts here. I want to do 2 cards for their first impressions thoughts, and then 2 cards for their current thoughts. So let's go ahead and get first impressions thoughts from pile number 3's person. First impressions thoughts. Oops. Let's see here. Okay, we've got I want to be more than friends. Let's get one more. All right. So I feel like this is sort of split. So for some of you, this person was not from the past necessarily. They were maybe just a friend or someone new, and whoever they were, they wanted to be more than friends with you. As you were going through this transformation and this change that they first perceived, they understood maybe you weren't in a place to be in a relationship, but they wanted to be more than friends. And for others, I think the first impression here was, for others, this could be a person from the past, and this first impression was that you weren't quite ready to have a new beginning or try again. Maybe you guys were together when you were younger, it didn't work out, but they have this idea that now you guys are older and things could work out now. So I think that's sort of split, because for some of you, this could be a new person or someone you just had a friendship with, and for others, it could be someone who is actually from the past. So let's get some thoughts now. These were the first impressions. Let's get some thoughts now. We've got I'm becoming a better person, and I want to tell you how I feel. Okay, so again, definitely getting this idea that this is split. So for some of you, if this person is from the past, this person is becoming a better person. Maybe they're the ones that hurt you before, and they're the reason that you have to do all this healing. So if that's the case, this person's saying that they are working on themselves. And then for those of you who this person was not from the past, they just want to tell you how they feel, that they have all these emotions, that they want to start something with you, they feel very emotionally connected with you, and they want to talk to you about that, and they want to tell you how they're feeling and maybe pursue something else. So yeah, that could go either way. If this person's from the past, this could also resonate too. So not only are they becoming a better person, but they also want to tell you how they feel. So yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.